I've got to take apart my bike again because I will now be reviewing the Tyrant Beastie. As you can see from this thick layer of dust, this bike has been waiting a couple months for me. I've never ridden this bike, it's just been sitting in a shed or also sitting outside a little bit. It hasn't, I don't think it's gotten that wet, but the bolts are Cheeto dust orange for that already. Gary, my Wabi special here, is a little bit rusty too in the bottom bracket. It's a loose ball bearing bottom bracket. But then, at the very least, this one is to be expected because I've been riding for like 2 months in the rain. This bottom bracket. To be fair, as orange as this bottom bracket is, I don't really feel the rust. It actually still rides pretty smoothly. Oh, I love square taper. So I've done and goofed. I feel really stupid about this because I've already made this mistake before. 75s and other NJS bottom brackets use this archaic ass nut and washer bolt system where you need to take out this washer from the crank arm or else the crank will not pull and your little nub end of your crank puller will get jammed inside there and stuck. Last time I made this mistake, I was able to get it out. This time, oh. Trust me, I've been trying for the past like 30 minutes. So, I need to go to my mechanic.
Okay, let's start with idea number 1.
This
nub, right?
Yes, that
okay.
nub.
Cool, so let me get my little rubber mallet.
By the way, this is Min. He is master of mechanics and he takes apart engines and puts them back together for fun. So this is within his realm of expertise.
Nice. Just rock it out.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Wow, I could have just done that.
I didn't think of it until after. Let's see.
I feel dumb.
Done.
Aha.
Saved your tool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna get the self-extracting ones where it's like the bolt.
Like the Omnium ones?
Pretty much, yeah. Except they
like
have it for
those.
square taper too. I'm gonna
like
just get those. These are dumb.
Huzzah!
Yay!
Extracted.
Thank you so much. Looks like I'm doing a little mini review of the GT Gutterball now. Min has so many bikes. He always has bikes. He always has new bikes to try. Turkeys. Excuse me, turkeys. Do you want this book?
Did you find it?
It's in one of those neighborhood libraries. Thought you might enjoy it. That's moderate. Putting cauliflower inside lettuce.
Easy, easy.
All right, I'll put it back.
Easy, moderate. Okay, I'll go with you. Put it back. In masks and gowns, we haunt the street and knock on doors for trick or treat.
Oh, dang.
Give me the mic.
Bars. My thoughts on the poor man's GTB. It is an aluminum bike, and it rides like an aluminum bike. Finally start putting this dang bike together. Double bolt seat color is Definitely unique. Which way is up? Some people say that you have to like condition aluminum frame sets to accept the seat collar and seat post without cracking by like tightening it and loosening it without a seat post installed. I don't know how true that is, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Sure, that's a conditioned seat tube if I've ever seen one. The thing about the Beastie is that conceptually, it's an aluminum bike, but it's supposed to have like the durability of a steel bike. We shall see. I mean, I'm not gonna crash this thing or anything, but on the idea level, I am a little bit confused on like the idea of a tanky aluminum bike for the streets because it still has a carbon fork. Like, Tyrant said that they made the tubing X amount thicker to make it Y amount stronger so that it can take a beating and not mind being locked up and maybe even not mind crashes, but carbon fork. Bendy. I don't like it. Like, carbon snaps. Can this carbon fork survive being ridden like a beater bike? Being ridden like a tanky steel bike? Just the fact that it's carbon, I don't care how good carbon is. I'm not gonna ride it like it's steel. Because carbon inherently fails catastrophically. Whereas metals, like aluminum or steel, will dent, they'll crack. You can see it visibly before it fails on you. And I'm not sold on the idea. I'm also not sold on 31.6 seat posts, which this also has, just like the Tyrant Legacy. And basically I didn't notice any change in ride quality between 27.2 and 31.6. Again, maybe there is a difference because you can have a bigger seat tube and that makes it stiffer. But the seat post itself, I would rather have a 27.2 seat post because you get more options. 31.6 especially, there's not a whole lot of options for a leather Brooks saddle, which I ride. And I get that this is more of a modern track bike or fixed gear bike, and most people are not going to ride a leather Brooks saddle, but fit is the most important thing when it comes to a bike. The only option I have to fit this properly is to use a $200 Paul Tall and Handsome, which I do have, just in 27.2. I'm not gonna buy another one just for this bike. I'm also not sold on this double seat clamp. Like, I get that they want their bike to be unique. Like, here, see here, there's a bolt on one side and a bolt on the other side too. They probably just did it to be unique, but I'm a functionality guy. Whenever you change something on a bike that has been tested and proven over the past century and a half, you're probably going to introduce some problems. And the problem that I am experiencing with this is that, okay, one, there's no benefit other than it looks different, and two, it's annoying to adjust. You have to tighten and loosen both sides whenever you want to make seat post adjustments. Sure, it's unique, but it's also annoying. Just because it's unique doesn't mean it's better. But something I do like about the Tyrant Beastie is that it's an aluminum bike and it has relatively big tire clearances. There's not a whole lot of fixed gears out there that strike those two boxes. This is a 32mm tire, set up tubeless. It's probably a little bit wider than that. I was told that the front can fit 28. I will hope that it can fit 32 because my front tire is a tubeless 32 and I would rather not have to set up another tubeless tire. Oh, it's gotta fit. No, it doesn't fit. It's rubbing for the 32. At the very least, I have something fun planned for the front 28. Can a Gatorskin go tubeless? I hate breaking the seal. For non-tubeless specific tires like the Continental Gatorskin, it's more likely to work to be set up tubeless if the fit is tight on the rim, and Gatorskins tend to be on the tighter side, so I am optimistic that this will work. A good way to tell if a tire is tubeless compatible, even if it's not explicitly stated to be tubeless compatible, is to just try mounting it tubeless and see how much air leaks out. There's no sealant in here, and that's like holding all the air. Time for the juice. That was easier than a lot of tubeless tires. There are some leaks in the sidewalls, and I'm guessing that they would just be plugged in by the sealant. The real test will be if it survives. No, Gatorskins cannot go tubeless. Looking at this milky part, it looks like that the air and sealant just leaks out of the sidewalls, and there's just too much sidewall to seal. Really like that there's a little sunken in section for the bolt to sit in. It's super clean. So I've just done some Ace Attorney super sleuthing, and I may have figured out why the covers for the top tube brake holes are rusted. See, it didn't rain. This bike has never been ridden in the rain. This bike has not been exposed to rain except being under a covered patio while it is raining. But as you can see, the bike is still wet. That is the morning dew. So why is it that the steel brake hole covers rust, but other parts on the bike don't rust? Like the bolt for the top cap, or my stem bolts, or crank arm bolts. That I don't have a clear answer to, other than they should use a different part for this, or a different material or something, because they kind of suck, and people store their bikes outside, and it's getting rusty from the dew. It's gonna get rusty in the rain. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. How much does a 58 centimeter XL Tyrant Beastie weigh when it's all built up? A very respectable 19 pounds, 12 ounces, or 8.95 kilos. For being called the Beastie, where it's like a beast of an aluminum bike, pretty good. But again, it's because of the carbon fork. Like, I don't know if I want to be taking potholes on a carbon fork, because that's just me. But I will tank potholes with this video sponsor, Wabi Cycles. No joke, Wabi Cycles has changed my life, and I'm not just talking about the fact that they give me money to say the things that I would say anyway about them, but rather their bikes are actually so good that it's another thing to look forward to when I get on my bike every day. They help reduce the friction that we have and the excuses that we tell ourselves that we shouldn't ride our bikes or that we don't want to ride our bikes, because they are just so dang fun to ride. And part of what makes it so life-changing for me and makes it so fun to ride is that these bikes are meticulously hand-built out of top-tier Reynolds 725 or Columbus Spirit steel. It has a ride quality that just encourages you to want to get on the bike and encourages you to keep pedaling the bike once you are on it. My Wabi is one of my most treasured possessions because it tangibly improves my life. And if you're looking to get one for yourself, be sure to check out Wabi Cycles linked in the description. And Fixie famous shoutouts to David K, Julian Corona, Brandon Black, Brent David, Mario Perez, and Ted Onchi for helping to make these fixed gear videos possible through the support on Patreon. And remember, a life is short, but don't make it shorter, so be sure to ride your bike every day to be reasonably dangerous.